Hi, my name is Samuel, and on this tutorial I'll take you through how to use Nu-century Subtitle Studio, a very powerful subtitle software that auto-generates subtitle for your video or audio file and gives you the opportunity to make adjustments not just to the text, but also you can shift timing of your text so that it properly aligns should you find anyone that is not aligning, which is a rare case. So without further ado, let's jump right into how to actually use it. If you don't have the software, of course you need to visit the official website, download the software and install. So when you open the software after installing, this is how the interface is going to be. The first thing you want to do is to import your file, either video or audio. But for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to be importing a video. Now, you go to open and click. Then you have to navigate to where your video file is located. Alright, so for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to use a random video. So you click open, you wait for it to load. It may take a while depending on the size of the video file, but just once you click open, just wait for it to load. And once it loads, here you will see the name of the video file that you've imported, and of course it will also confirm here that it has imported the video for you. Now what you want to do next, after you have uploaded your video file, the next thing you want to do is to click on transcribe. This is where the magic happens. Now before we click on transcribe, let's just play the video. It's a random video basically, but let's just play it so that you see that there's no subtitle, nothing on it.
Congratulations, this is your 20,000 naira you won. This is your cash reward of 20,000.
Alright, so that one video is to show you that the video is playing. There is no subtitle yet. So we are going to now use the transcribe, which is the most powerful part of this whole thing. And you just have to just tap it and then you wait for it. Once it is done transcribing, it will display the text for you to either vet and edit or use as it is. So let's just wait for it to transcribe and then we'll continue. Alright, so while that is going on, let me just quickly talk about some of the things here. So here you see maximum character. That is, you can decide to say, okay, 28 characters and then maybe line, maybe you want it to be 2 lines, but 28 characters at most per segment of transcription. Okay, it's done transcribing. Look at how fast it is. But then before we go further, let me just quickly explain again. Here is where you choose whether you want it to be, you want the wrapping rule to be character or in words. So if you say, okay, you just want characters, that's numbers of letters that will be displayed per time, you can say, okay, 28, or you can choose whatever figure. Basically you can interact and just play with the software until you find what works for you. Alright, so, and you can decide to choose maximum words, maybe 5 words per time. Once you click on words, it will prefer, you say, okay, instead of characters, use words, and then you can now specify the number of words that needs to be displayed per time on your screen. Alright, so here is where you choose the model you want to use, whether you want to use tiny, you want to use base, you want to use small, you want to use medium. Now mind you, what comes with the software is the small model. But when you choose any other model, of course you need internet so that you can download the model into your system. And once that is done once, you don't need to be connected to the internet to use the software, because it will save the format, any of the model you choose, it will save it and it can always make reference to it whether you are connected to the internet or not. Now also I want you to know that tiny is the smallest, then followed by this small, then followed by medium, and of course there is large, but we did not put there because most of the things you will need, medium can do it, so long as what you are pasting or what you want to transcribe, so long as what you want to transcribe is English. Currently we are working on an updated version that will be able to transcribe other languages, but right now what this does perfectly is English into subtitles or caption, whichever you prefer. So that is it. Now from here you can decide to choose what format you want. For example, some people who just want to transcribe and then use the file in Premiere Pro, or just upload it to YouTube so that YouTube can now sync it to their video. That's where you can decide to choose any format, SRT, VTT, ASS, and some people just want to have the audio or the video in text format, maybe for a book, or maybe you are in a lecture hall and you just record the whole lecture and then you want to have it so that you can read anytime. Of course this software will still do the work for you. You're probably in a meeting and just recorded the audio, you just want to now have it as a, maybe want to create a minute from it, this software will also do it. So it's not just basically about film or about content for YouTube and all other video platforms. It's a very, very versatile software. Now, so you choose any format you want there, any format you choose there. Once you click export, of course it will save it down. Look at, in this place you have save subtitle only or burn it into video. Now I will explain this further later on, and then you have the option to save or burn, but this, the most times you want to either burn directly to video or save subtitle only. Alright, so that is that. Now let's come to, most of the things here are self-explanatory. Bold, meaning that if your font, you want it to be thicker and all that, you click on this. If you want to change the size of your font, you check, this is where you do it. If you want to change the color of your font, this is where you do it. If you want to change, maybe add color to the shadow, this is where you do it. And the same thing goes with outline color. Maybe you want the outline of your word so that it will stand out, you don't blend into the video as the background. Then you can do that here. You can increase the size of your outline, and then this is where we look at where you want the subtitle to stay: bottom left, top center, top right, middle of the video, maybe middle center, middle left, middle right, bottom left, bottom center, bottom right. So whatever you choose, when you subtitle, when your video is subtitled, anywhere you choose here, that's where the subtitle or the caption is going to stay in the video. And then so you can easily just burn the video, add code the subtitle plus the video together, and then go straight to uploading it to whatever platform you want to upload. And of course it exports in MP4. That is the version your file will come out as, MP4. Alright, so that being said, you already know what this does. Opens the file. This is what you click to have the subtitles, and then to generate it, and then paste it here for you to make adjustments, make corrections, and all that. Now the preview button, basically what it does is when you make changes and you do not see it, you click on this preview and then you press spacebar to play, or you click on play here and it will play, and of course immediately it will display the subtitle for you. And this is where you make adjustment. There are two places you can actually make adjustment to the timing of the video, timing of the subtitle and the video. There are two places. Here is one, and then you close it, and then when you come to this edit, you will see adjust subtitle timeline. This also serves, but whichever you prefer, you can work with any of the two, you will still get the same result. Alright, so now that we have All right, so when you choose any of the, maybe you want to export as subtitle alone or just video, you click on export. Then you see it will when you click on export, of course it will ask you for where you want to save it. You save, and it will ask you for name and all that, and then you can just save it there. And once you click save, it will start exporting immediately by itself. All right, so that is it. Now that we have the subtitle place, see now it's not showing, but the moment I click preview or I make any adjustment to any of this, it will auto update it. So let's say I click on preview now, I play, it will start showing.
Congratulations, this is your 20,000 naira you won.
Alright, so now I talked to you about the size of the font and whether you want it to be bold. You can hardly see the font is there, but it's very small, very tiny, and that is normal, and that's why you have the ability to increase the font size to your taste, and then you can decide to make it thick or tiny, whatever it is that you want. So if you click on this now, for the font to be bigger and readable, you can now increase the size to, let's say, 50. If you play 50, now you preview.
20,000.
Beginning. You can see.
Congratulations, this is your.
The font is bigger than it was before, but legibility is still a challenge. So you can either change the font that you're using, or if you prefer, for me, I'll just bolden it. Of course, again, preview, then go back to play.
Congratulations.
The font is readable, and I can decide to want to say, okay, I still want it to be bigger than this. Of course, this is where you come to the size and increase the size. Let's assume we increase the size to 60, and then you look at it, is bigger now, bigger than it was before. Now, one of the things you want to do is you want to probably customize. Maybe you want to give it a color. You can say, okay, I'm choosing a different color, maybe it's green.
This is your 20,000.
See that it has changed to green, and you can say, okay, oh, I want to give the shadow a different color. You click OK. You are seeing it might not be very obvious because it's small, but when you increase the shadow size to, let's say, 5, and then you preview, and you see that you are seeing the red down there. All right, so but that's that. Now I'm returning my color back to white and my shadow color back to black as it were before. Now, one beautiful thing about this software is that sometimes some subtitle might not really sit where they ought to be. Some, which is a rare case, but it happens, and that's why I chose this particular video file. Now, so what you can do, you have two options. You either decide to edit from this place, by just determining where a particular segment, because this software displays based on segments, it divides everything into segments and gives the timing. So you can adjust the timing from here, to show where you want the font tone or subtitle to start showing, based on your video. Or you can come to this edit, which has a shortcut of Ctrl T. It works. You can decide to adjust by dragging from here. If you drag, it will respond to it based on your dragging. But most times, what I'll do is to play from the beginning. Now, there is no body speaking, but it's showing the subtitle right from here.
Okay.
Now this is where it starts talking. Congratulations. So I will look at the time. This is 2 seconds. So what I would do most time is go to edit subtitle timeline, timing, and click on that first segment, which is congratulations. This is your 20,000. Now if you look at it, this naira is not properly spelled. All right, it's not properly spelled. So what I can do is I can edit it right here, and it will automatically update the file. Then I can change this because it is in seconds. I can change it and give it 2, because if you look at the timing down here, it is 2 seconds. All right, so if I apply changes again, automatically that 2 counts. So if you close and then go back to play your video from the beginning, see,
Congratulations.
comes exactly where the person needs to speak.
This is your 20,000 naira you won.
You see, this is your 20,000 naira you won. The correction I made on the naira has reflected. And this place you can also make adjustment to spellings, or maybe capital letter, small letter, full stop, all those punctuation marks and all that can be done here too. All right, so basically that's basically what this software does. And when you're done, you can just select, you export like I explained earlier on. Maybe you just want to use the subtitle alone, you can export it in any format you choose from here. You just export. And if you want it, both together, combined and born into one video, all you need to just do is change this to born into video only. When you click this like this and you click export, it will ask you for where you want to save the file, and then you can now decide to choose a place. Now I'm going to just save it on my desktop, and then say testing subtitle. All right, save it. Once I save it, it starts exporting. If you look at it now, burning subtitle is showing you how many minutes, and also in the activity log it will be showing you as it's burning the percentage that is left. All right, so that's how it works. That's everything about this software. So simple, so efficient. So simple, so efficient. It does not have a limit to the size or the length of the video that you can work on here. Just note that depending on the capacity and the configuration of your system, the larger or the longer the video file, the longer it will take to process it. Do you understand? The longer the video file, the longer it takes to process it, depending on the configuration of your system, how strong, the size of your RAM and stuff like that determines the speed and duration. So there is no specific time it takes to render this or that. It depends on the file, it depends on your system, and depends on the length of the file as well. Some people may have files that there are a lot of speakings going on in, and some may just have, so even if it's 1 hour both, so long as the files are not the same, it will not, you cannot say, okay, this is how long it will take. But one thing that is very sure, one thing that is very certain is that this subtitle software studio this subtitle studio software is a very, very powerful tool, very fast, very accurate, very effective. So long as your audio is clean and is audible, you get your result. All right, once it's done exporting, I'll play the video file for you to see. So like I said earlier on, now it has completed the burning and it's less than 2 minutes. The whole video file, everything It's less than 2 minutes. In fact, less than 2 minutes. It has completed very fast. All right, so now let's just preview the file. Let's see what we have. All right, so I'm just going to go to okay, so let's go to desktop. From desktop, we locate the video. I just want us to play it so we could see test subtitle. All right.
Congratulations, this is your 20,000 naira you won.
So basically that's just everything about the software. Enjoy yourself while using it.